Hi, and thanks for joining C1Risk training. Today we're going to be looking at how to do an impact analysis on your assets in the C1Risk platform. So this will help you understand the value of your asset. It would also help you build out your risk protocols as well, as the value of the asset, that impact analysis, is going to help us automate your inherent and residual risk scores as you connect assets to risks and then controls to your risk register. You have a few different options when you are building out an impact analysis in the C1Risk platform. We do this as a form of assessment, so you can actually configure your own impact analysis and then just upload that into the system, or we have a few examples for you. So let's get into the platform and show you what we're talking about. Okay, so here we are in the platform, and we're going to go into our asset directory here where we have all of our different assets labeled. And you'll see right now we have a list of applications here that do not currently have any impact score associated with them. So we're going to do an impact analysis on a couple of these assets. So as I mentioned before, you have a couple of different examples. We're going to show you those here. So first, we have just a very, very basic BIA that we can do as an assessment, which gives it an impact rating of 1 to 5. So that's our one option. And then we can simply just answer that question, and then we can submit. Similarly, we have something a little more detailed, which is just that confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Again, we can answer that here. This one actually requires a comment based upon your response. And you can go through these again similarly, and we can submit that. And then finally, here's another example of a slightly more in-depth business impact analysis. It's just a 10 question that talks about different lines of business that may be impacted. Again, we can just go through and respond to these. So we're looking at customer impact, financial impact, brand impact, so on and so forth. So this is, again, somewhat high level, but will at least give you a little bit more detail on where this asset potentially has impact to the business. Note we have different types of questions that can be added as well. So these can be checkbox questions, these can be list questions, they can have narrative sections to them. It's really up to you to define and configure the assessment the way you want and based upon what's most helpful for you. And we can help you do that. Of course, just contact support at c1risk.com. So once we've done this, we can now submit, and then our impact analysis is complete. And if we go back to our applications list, what you're going to see here, if I just refresh, is that now our assets have this score, with the ones that we use, that shows the actual value of the asset. And if we go into that platform now, note how we've got the impact score, and then the risk score and assurance score is also connected to that based upon inherent risk from the risk register and the control strength of our internal controls. That together with your impact will give us the actual residual risk score and your probability score from a breach perspective. So really, really handy and important thing to do when you're bringing your assets into the system is to do that impact analysis, as it will help out build out your overall security posture. That concludes our training for today. Thank you very much. And if you have more questions, contact us as always at support@c1risk.com.